again, welcome back to the Fireburns Within channel. Time for another one of these anniversary reviews, re-listen, re-ranking videos. Morbid Angel, death metal legends from Florida. Their second album, Blessed Are the Sick, is reaching 30 years old. 30 years old as a death metal album. May the 22nd, 1991, it was released on Earache Records. It's a legendary album. A lot of death metal fans love it. A lot of people love the debut as well. I don't know, between the debut and this album, I think I prefer this one. Although, I've always had slight issues with the production on Blessed Are the Sick. It sounds really murky. It sounds like the guitar sounds really dirty and unclean. I guess it might be on purpose, or it's sort of turned out that way and it suits the album to be this grim sounding. But anyway, it's a legendary album, so I re-listened to the whole album for this purposes of this video, to get reacquainted with some of the songs. I mean, some of the songs are well known in my head, I can picture them, but a few of them are not so well known, so I had to re-listen and then re-rank, give each track a ranking and then a final ranking. So I'm not ranking the intros on this, and the instrumentals I'm not ranking as well, although I will mention them, but I'm not ranking them. So the ranking will be based on the actual track with vocals. So there's an intro, a 1 minute 27 intro. It's sort of like a spooky intro, and then we go into the track Fall from Grace. It's got the opening riff is like, it's quite legendary. It starts the album like spooky snaking riff, a little bit of stop, then it goes into this stop start style riffing, which Morbid Angel uses a lot. It's got a screaming lead break, very catchy riffs, great drums from the Commando Sandoval, Pete Sandoval. This is a great opener. Fall from Grace. I rated this one as a 9 out of 10. Track 3 is Brainstorm. It's got rolling fast riff, speeding along, hammering riff afterwards, double kicks from Commando. This is fast and catchy as hell. I mean, this is a proper fast death metal tune. Lyrics are very satanic, very occult, as they are on the whole album. I mean, this is Morbid Angel in their occult satanic period, worshipping the Sumerian gods, as Trey often talked about. So I like this track a lot, but I gave it an 8 out of 10 on re-listening. Track 4 is Rebel Lands. This one I couldn't remember, so this was good to listen to this. It's got this backward sounding riff to start things off. It's got a killer groove. It's got like roaming double kicks from your Commando. It's a very catchy song. I'd forgotten about Rebel Lands. It's got a very similar feel to Sworn to the Black that would appear on the next album, Covenant, and Sworn to the Black is like one of my favourite Morbid Angel songs, and I didn't realise that song would have taken influence from Rebel Lands, because obviously this is on the previous album. Track 5 is Doomsday Celebration. It's an instrumental. It's like a spooky, it's like almost like a battle scene about to commence, and you have sort of like trumpet or what's it called? The sound of a horn that is about to say a battle is about to commence, and then it goes straight into Day of Suffering. Now, this is such a short song, 1 minute 54 only. I mean, the instrumental leading up to it is 1 minute 50 itself, so you could almost say they're like part of the same song. Day of Suffering has got this sort of like slow start, and then it gradually picks pace, and then You know, you can tell all hell's gonna break loose, and you're not disappointed. All hell does break loose. This is a very evil sounding track, Day of Suffering. It's got a lot of cool little riffs. A solid song, 8 out of 10. Track 7 is classic. It's Blessed Are the Sick, and leading on to Leading the Rats. This is like a slow and lurching Morbid Angel classic. Very sick sounding, like claustrophobic, as the title would suggest. Dark, sinister, evil. David Vincent, he sounds really demonic on this album. He really sounds possessed. The lurching riffs are very thick, very claustrophobic, and the murky production like gives you this feeling of like dread, like you really are in hell. I rated this song at 8.5 out of 10. Track 8 is Thy Kingdom Come. This has got one of the catchiest riffs to start off on the whole album, and then leads straight onto a hammering double kick section from Commando. It's really super catchy stuff. Awesome drum fills from Commando in between these like clever little riffs. I mean, the flow of the song is really cool. I really like Thy Kingdom Come on this re-listen as well, so I had to rate it very highly, 9.5 out of 10. Track 9 is Unholy Blasphemies. It's only 2 minutes 10. Out of the traps, we're off, warp speed, and then we reach this super catchy chorus, followed by a little devilish little riff and a ripping solo section. You know, rapid fire solos, rapid fire riffs. You just get spun and spun and spun. You know, I really enjoy Unholy Blasphemies on this re-listen. I rated it 9 out of 10. Track 10 is Abominations. 4 minutes 27, the second longest track on the album. Again, easily one of my faves. The riffs are just groovy, catchy. The chorus is really memorable on this one. This song has a little bit more time to build. It's got a stomping riff sections. There's still like grooving here, in and out and everywhere. The ideas are really clever, the way they've built a song out of them. Again, a killer song. I rated this one 9 out of 10. Track 11 is Desolate Ways. It's a haunting, beautifully played acoustic instrumental. I believe that Richard Brunel wrote this one, who's now passed away. This is a really haunting little track. I mean, I didn't rate this because I didn't rate the instrumentals, but this is out of all the instrumentals, this is the one with the most substance to it. Like, it's just got a great feel. I mean, the title gives away the feeling of it. Desolate Ways, you know, it's quite morose, it's sort of moody, but it's very I don't know, it's very well played. It's also, you know, it's good to listen to it. It's a good break after all the mayhem of the previous songs. And it leads on to track 12, The Ancient Ones. This is perhaps my favourite song on the album. I just love the way they start soloing straight from the off, you know, with these killer groovy little fills in the background. Great drums. The riff behind the chorus is like easy. I think it's easily the catchiest on the whole album. I mean, I love that riff in the background behind the chorus. The breakdown section is awesome. It's got this sort of like awesome choppy drum salvo going on, groovy riffs. It just continue till the end. The drum work from Commando is inspired on this song. I mean, I loved re-listening to this. So I gave it a 10 out of 10 for the last normal track, and then the final track is In Remembrance. It's moody piano outro. Basically, it's 1 minute 26. I didn't rate that one, but it's just a sort of like dark, moody piano outro. So, based on my ratings, I've arrived at an average rating of 8.88 out of 10. So, getting there. So, I rounded that up to 9 out of 10 on a re-listen. The only thing that stops me from giving this the maximum is the sound of the album. It's a little bit too murky, too dark. It's not clear enough. Say if this album had the sound of, say, Formulas Fatal to the Flesh, or Gateways to Annihilation, or even the sound of Domination. I know people don't like that processed sound, but I quite like that sound. But song-wise, it's just legendary. I mean, the themes, the occult death metal themes are well known on this album. This is for Morbid Angel fans, this is a bit of a legendary album, and they're very unique. There's been a few bands that tried to copy Morbid Angel in the past, and they do a fair job of it, but the class of Morbid Angel is hard to match. I mean, the way Trey's riffs snake in and out of the solos, and the solos are just very chaotic. Like, they're not melodic, they're sort of absolute mayhem. You don't know what's going on. It's sort of almost wacky sounding. It sort of sounds like just crazy stuff, random stuff, but it's also groovy and catchy. I mean, many people have tried to, I think, imitate Morbid Angel's style, but when you hear Morbid Angel themselves do it just sounds classic. I mean, I think I first heard this album probably around 95, so quite a while after the release, but I was getting into death metal then a lot. I was in my strong death metal period, so I was absorbing as much death metal as possible, and this album it captures you, because the cover artwork is very sort of satanic looking, sort of like a mysterious painting of hell and so on. And the themes inside are all hellish, groovy, but it's also very catchy as well. So you got this hell thing, and then you got the catchiness on the side as well. So it all drags you in. So there you have it. 30 years old, Blessed are the Sick, Morbid Angel.